Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Commissioner Bunting,
Here.
Commissioner Gay,
Here.
Commissioner Sapsy,
Here.
Commissioner Owens,
Here.
Commissioner Bailey is absent.
Okay. Tim, can we get you to say the invocation?
Let's bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, again, we come before you, another board meeting. Please allow us to have open hearts and open minds, but think critically on the issues of the county and have a constructive conversation. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Say the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have an addition to the airport meeting, a hangar lease agreement. We'll put that under new business, the first item. Any more additions or deletions to the agenda?
So if we can move M before L, so move the finance up to before the airport, because Dennis is meeting these two people at 5 o'clock, so he might be a little bit late. So if we move the finance, I think they'll make it
We'll make it,
right after
okay.
that.
All right. Looking for a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So move that we approve the amended agenda.
Support.
Moved by Steve, supported by Tim to approve the amended agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Any public comment? I'd like to make a statement. As you recall, the board decided to engage an accounting firm, Yo and Yo, for the purpose of conducting a forensic audit following the resignation of the county's former administrator to conduct a thorough review of the county's finances. We have received notice from Yo and Yo that their review is complete in finding that $24,929.29 in misappropriated funds. The findings are being sent to the State of Michigan Department of Treasury and the Michigan State Police for its investigation and handling of the matter. And we will have no further comment at this time and are moving forward with preparing to hire a replacement administrator. Okay, consideration of the consent calendar.
So move.
Support.
Moved by Steve, supported by Tim to approve the consent calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Administrators report.
Okay, not a surprise, been busy with budget issues. All the department budgets had been received, and I believe they were all received by the deadline, maybe with one exception due to, it was a day late for vacation or whatever. But, that's moved along well. Kind of an initial review process of that, completing revenue projections, meetings are being scheduled with the departments, to have discussions and, get a recommended budget together or to bring back and discuss with the board. So that's moving along. I would note the Command Officers Association of Michigan has requested to begin negotiations for their contract that's set to expire at the end of September. I did have a meeting with the Greater Gratiot Development Group and had a chance to get an overview of their operation and asked a few questions and had a good meeting over there. I also learned that after the last meeting, the county made appropriations to 3 different organizations with some opioid funds to, help mitigate the opioid problem. And apparently we need to have agreements with each one of them to, have a reporting mechanism back, et cetera. I wasn't aware of that. Liz brought that to my attention. There's some standard agreements floating around. Legal counsel has it. We're gonna get that together and probably have to bring those back they're pretty standard agreements. I don't think should be a big surprise, but it caught me by surprise. Should have had those when we came, you know. Nonetheless, so that's where we're at with that. And I also, have tried to get up to speed on, you know, some of the properties the county holds, and one of them has been the landfill. I know, in the past, we've had the maintenance ongoing out there, mowing, et cetera. The first mow of the season's been completed out there. Eagle is, monitors that, the reporting that does go on for the methane and such, measuring. And they've recommended that we have some spraying done around the fence, the perimeter fence, and along the drain and one of the trails out there, so proposal's been sought to get that done as well. That's every few years, I trust, do the spraying. And we also became aware that the Eagle is recommending that water sampling resume. And I believe we have a proposal for that as well. That'll all be wrapped in the 26 budget. So anyway, just kind of a little update on the landfill. Don't have a lot of discussion about that, but it is something that needs to be tracked, and that's being done now. So anyways, and that would conclude my report.
Steve, what do you have?
Let's see, the 8th, which was a week ago tonight, was at the Elba Township meeting. They are also working on budget issues for, you know, next year. There was a lot of people there, most people I've seen in a long time at one of their meetings. All there in reference to the Elba Township Park that is in Bannister. It's become quite a hot topic at their meetings, with people who would like to see the township possibly give it to the county Parks and Recreation. Township would like to continue, as it sounds right now, they would like to continue to try and do these improvements. They got a grant we approved a grant for them. And most of those things have been completed already, so they have done a lot of work out there. Their park is looking the best it's looked in a long time. People are just concerned about the longevity of that. That's their big concern. That's been an interesting topic to see it all go through. I brought each of you, speaking of Alba Township, the Village of Ashley Development Day, or Developer Day. This was just sent to me yesterday by the Ashley Planning Commission. So it's something that I'm going to attempt to make. It's on Thursday, July 31st at 5 p.m. But they're hoping to bring in some interest of people who may want to develop some of the lots and property in Ashland. So that would be a wonderful thing. I know they've been putting a lot of work into trying to get this thing going and make it happen. Last night I was at New Haven and Newark. Summertime, both of them. I think the majority of the board at New Haven was returned, with I think the exception of one trustee after last year's election. So it's kind of status quo. They've been going for, you know, years. Newark has a pretty new board. Like, I think all of them are new, but maybe one trustee, and he was busy farming last night, so it was all new board. So there was discussion on, you know, everybody kind of really learning what their positions are, and they're very good. They have kind of like we have our county government Bible, they have a township one. They call it the Red Book. Anyhow, they are, you know, going through the growing pains of learning what your positions are. The clerk talked about, you know, things that, you know, didn't even realize this is what, and they're looking at getting some deputy positions to help them with things like elections and what have you. Same with the treasurer learning the new software. He's probably talked with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because they're, yeah, he's doing great with the BSNA. He's like, this job has gotten so much easier now. So that's been really good to see, you know, that they're coming into their positions, you know, they've only had them for 6, 7 months. So I mean, it's not long. So I'm glad to see, and I told him, I said, you guys are doing a great job and I'm glad to see you're actually talking about these things in these meetings. I was the only one in the audience there. Absolutely, yeah. And there were some discussions. They have 4 cemeteries in Newark Township, and some discussion on who's supposed to be kind of the sexton and if they're gonna adjust that position. The clerk is currently doing it. I don't think she knew that was part of her gig when she got the job. So she's, and there's a lot to that if you do it right and you actually follow the rules and what have you. That was something that came up at the Alba Township meeting also was, and it's came up in Fulton before when I was at a Fulton meeting where, and you guys are probably gonna deal with this at your townships too, but people have, instead of, when they have a cremation, instead of burying the, urn, they're buying these benches and the benches have a place to put the urns inside the benches. And the funeral home is having a service at the cemetery and put the urns in these benches, which is considered an internment. And they're not letting the cemetery sexton know. So they don't have record of who's there, which is a huge ooh, because that is your records, is your cemetery.
That is engraved, so it has the information on there, like it's.
Yeah, it's all in like a headstone, but I mean, I found it absolutely ironic that we celebrated Tom Bradley last year's longest serving. And it was his ashes and he's a very dear friend of mine, so I felt horrible that he was the one who, this thing happened and it wasn't until somebody said, oh, they're turning Tom Bradley and the Paula from Elp is like, what? So showed up out there and I guess there was some, anyhow. Hopefully they can get this all ironed out because, nobody wants to do this, but sometimes, there's laws and rules they have to follow. And, you don't want to have to go to what some of those things that they are allowed to do in order to make things happen. You don't want to see those kind of things happen. It's a very interesting thing. I've learned a lot about cemeteries just listening at these meetings. So I rambled on longer than I wanted to, Dave. Sorry.
I have that one too.
Getting close,
What's that? You were getting close.
getting close.
Well, he took part of my time. Can I have extra time?
No. Sorry.
Actually, I have a very short, the only meeting I've had, I went to St. Louis meeting. But we just got done with our festival, 4th of July festival last weekend. That was very well attended, very much fun and people from all over. There was nobody there all day. At night, they all came in and it was unbelievable how many people were there. But anyway, that's pretty much. I don't have a lot for July.
Okay.
I
Tim,
gave you part of my time.
July 10th, I went to the mental health meeting. Michelle Stillwagon said the proposed new building, they talked about their new building briefly. On Warwick, the hospital has other plans, so that's put the kibosh in. The director's report was happy that the county got opioid money, particularly like this time of maybe cutting back a little bit. We've got money through that. They had a pamphlet for their annual report. I don't know, their fiscal year ends the same as ours, so I don't know why they had that. They're having like a picnic Friday, July 18th at Wright Park. So the agency will be closed, mental health agency.
That's it, okay. Well, I went to Alma City Commission and they're always talking about building roads, redoing the drains and the sewers. So business as usual. And in my wandering commissioner traveling, I was in Bethany Township. Aside from the blonde lady, Teresa from DTE, I was the only one that wasn't on the board. And they passed a best ordinance at that meeting. And then I was at LEPEC, which stands for Local Emergency Planning Committee. And I'm always amazed that all of the different stuff is going on in case there's emergency. And I want to tell everybody that we have an outstanding emergency manager, Fred Harris. And one of the other people that was there pulled me aside and said, you know, Fred not only does what he does, but he's a tremendous help to the other people that make up that group. And I thought that was good. Don't tell Laura. Laura knows. And that's all I have, so. New business. Consideration of recruitment of a director of financial services and also a county administrator. Handle that, Ryan?
Sure. I know there was some discussion early on about the timing of hiring of a financial services director. I mean, they go by many names, could be finance director, finance services director, sometimes they're called controllers, blah, blah, blah. But essentially, I did, just to give you a snapshot of the duties that position entails. Certainly isn't a complete job description by any stretch, but just so everybody was familiar with what role that would be filling. I guess, to put it in layman's terms, would be taking on the responsibilities that Woodhill is currently fulfilling on behalf of the county. I did have a discussion with Mary Ann from Woodhill. You know, she's pretty well versed in that. I took a peek at a survey that was conducted by a third party, had a number of counties in it, and kind of help use that as a point of reference for suggesting a salary range. It's not an easy position to fill. I mean, let's be honest about that. I think not a surprise that people with those types of skills do considerably better in the public sector or in the private sector, I meant. And but in any event, we're also going to be suggesting that you look for a new administrator. There's pluses and minuses on either one, but I think it's probably smart to do it concurrently. It's not an easy job to fill. It could be open, could be difficult. If you can find the right person, I think a new administrator would be happy that someone's here and is already working or hitting the ground running, so to speak, simultaneously. Because it's just gonna set the county that much further back to get up to speed. So I would suggest that you move forward with that posting and kind of see where it takes us, but it's never too early, I don't believe. So with that, I would just recommend the suggested action that was put there, and we'll move forward, or I'll be happy to discuss it further if you like.
Do you need a motion before we can discuss it further, or can we openly talk about it?
No, we can talk about it.
I'm at 1,000% support, because, I mean, we had given you a timeframe that we wanted you to work for us. We're already beyond, I mean, you have less than 90 days till that date right now. Do I think that this can be done probably in 90 days, maybe closer to 120? I don't know what that
It's
number is
probably,
going to be, but I'm going to hope that you will be willing to stay on for a short period of time and we'll have both of you here,
Yeah,
you know, some period. I shouldn't say short, like a week. I'm talking a period of time when you
Maybe
can get them as up to speed as you can
right.
with what's been going on here in Gratiot County. And I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I believe all of us agree we need a finance person. We went down the road of one person doing it and it's landed us in this mess. I think we need a finance,
I think somebody that's a CPA or,
somebody who knows, that's their job.
Yeah,
That's what they do is finances. Um,
when you advertise, how do we advertise that? Is it in a newspaper or how?
Well, I mean, we'll exhaust all options.
Yeah.
I mean, the Michigan Municipal League, you know, they have a classified ads thing there, and
Yep.
most management types that are looking for work are aware of that. There's a general finance association, GFOA. That's an organization that has, you know, local or public accountants and their members. They go there and that's where they get their certifications and update their credentials, et cetera.
Mhm.
I had a discussion with Ann about that as well, Mary Ann, and you know, certainly that'll be had. The county website, the Michigan Association of Counties post those types of positions as well. We'll hit all of those, be on the county website. I went to that conference earlier this year. I had made that general announcement that that position would be open as well. So, you know, we talked about the recruitment. I guess just to embellish a little bit more, Mary Ann said she'd be happy to do that. I mean, she knows the business, you know, better than I do. An associate of mine in a neighboring county that's been in the business for over 30 years is a CPA, works in that does that very same work. Said that he would make himself available to come and sit in on
Go to assist with interviews.
Yeah, you know, just
Now, is the plan to hire the municipal league then to handle all the orchestrating of all this, the advertising, the setting up
not
interviews?
not for the
Not for the-
financial service.
But for the administrator, right?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are separate actions.
Yes, okay. So I just wanted to make sure that I was clear.
Right.
We're gonna kind of handle it in-house and set up our own interview panel and for the finance person.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah, yes, I'll take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've done it.
I think we can do that. I personally think we can do that and get it out there and all these people you've talked about, I know are gonna be, you know, on LinkedIn and all these,
Yeah,
social media, and
right,
the things that people are gonna be looking to try and come here. So
Right.
I just want to make sure we cast the net wide
Yep.
in hopes to get somebody. I mean, I see that you put down a suggested, you know.
salary range.
Yeah, salary package. Is that, you know, you've talked to obviously more people in the business than I probably have. Are we gonna be?
You should be in the ballgame with that.
We're gonna be in the ballgame? That's what I
I
wanna.
don't think it's too much.
Well,
To be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Um,
I know it's gonna cost a lot of money. That's just the way the world works, but if we want somebody that's worth, you know, hopefully we can find somebody that maybe has a little experience and
right,
it'd be
Right.
wonderful to have somebody that experience working in the county government would be wonderful, but you know, that's
yes,
not, you know, they're not just walking down the street every day.
right.
Having that kind of experience.
Right, yeah, this is a unique location with the proximity between Mount Pleasant and Lansing area,
Mhm.
Saginaw, and
Yep.
we can attract someone that would like to live in a rural environment, maybe ready, able to commute.
Yep.
It's a challenging position. There's no,
Absolutely.
I mean, I think the same tasks that go on in any other county go on here. I mean, they have a bigger staffs and, you know, the things, but I mean, the grants that the county has, I mean, everybody talks about grants, some of the reporting requirements, those are pretty intensive. Federal funding comes through here, state funding, all the grants that they run. It's a busy job. You need someone with a good skill set to be able to do that, focus on that daily. they're
I
gonna,
mean, they're gonna be working on what you're working on right now, building the budgets, working with us for approval on the budgets and what needs to be done and what have you. So, I mean, that's going to be an important part of this position as well, is gonna be somebody who can, work on building that.
he's a professional.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yes.
gonna take a well-paid one to do it right. I mean, it's,
How fast realistically could we start interviewing?
Which job?
Well, don't we want to hire the finance guy first?
Yes.
The finance,
If possible, that would be ideal. Yes, it may not,
how fast you
I think you gotta get your posting ready, Tim.
posting?
And usually we're talking 28 days, no shorter than 28 days, if not 45 for a post.
So we're talking,
3 months, 90 days, maybe. Yeah, I'd say that's probably, depends on where they're located and their availability, sometimes they're required, if they're on a contract to
aren't we
get.
gonna like, if we get like 3 or 4 people, aren't we gonna hire, I mean, interview at, at time, like we did last time, like half hour.
Well, yeah, we're talking, I was speaking of the financial services
Yes.
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
I'm suggesting that I'll handle that with Mary Ann and someone else.
Oh, okay.
That'll be an internal hire.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we should go with whatever his recommendation is.
So that's
He does all this package for us. It's us the
Yeah.
gift wrap package,
realistically,
whether we like it or
how much hours?
Yeah, it'd be about 3 months probably, 3 to 4, maybe you'll find an administrator before that. Concurrently. That'll be a good 90
So
to.
are we gonna do the administrator like we did last time?
But you're getting ahead of us here.
yeah.
Oh, I like to get things moving here.
So move that we allow Ryan to work on finding and hiring, or finding and bringing us a recommendation for their financial service director for Gratiot County.
I second it.
Is outlined.
What's that?
Is outlined?
Yeah, as outlined in the,
Okay. Just want to be certain we get the posting and I'm surprised about how much it's gonna say via salary ranges and such. Okay,
Okay, been moved and seconded to authorize the administration to move ahead with the recruitment of a financial services director as outlined. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Right.
Now, searching for the administrator. And Ryan is proposing that we hire a recruitment service.
Yeah.
Think that's an excellent idea.
have you comment?
Yep.
The Michigan Municipal League has 6 or 8 people that they work with to do these searches, executive searches. I reached out to them. They had a nice handout that described the different levels of searches they do. I took a close look at that. I felt that the typical search was probably the most appropriate in this situation. You note that the price range for that's $28,000. I think that's pretty, it's probably cheaper than a private sector firm would come and do that for. They have a lot of experience. That's what a lot of places use them. And there's no guarantee, they have a 1-year guarantee that it's gonna work for the county, but I mean, recruitment in general, as you know, is
so are we a member or a non-member?
or not,
Or a non-member, so it is the.
yes,
Right.
yes,
Did you say they have a 1-year guarantee
yeah, I believe it's shown
to
here.
work for the company? Oh, they can't quit.
Or they'll do another search for free.
Yeah, if this person's a,
They'll do,
they'll find us somebody else.
Free.
oh, so they want to get it right the first.
Yeah, right. And as you looked on the boxes here, if you don't take a moment, typical, they have, they'll meet with the, you guys. department heads, get a feel for what's going on. Review the compensation package, they'll be sure before they advertise that you're comfortable with the range. I gave you a range that, yeah, just to make you aware probably the range that I'm guessing they'll come in at. They'll do a candidate profile, brochure, et cetera, some promotional stuff. Put it on their website, other avenues that they utilize. They'll do some passive recruitment. That's what they just call people they know that might be looking and suggest that they consider this job, and kind of talk it up, kind of like I've been trying to do with some of the people I know. Do pre-screening applications and analysis, help you with the questions, be present during the interviews, extend the conditional offer, you
And
can,
they mean present, they mean human body here, correct?
yes,
Not on.
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
Not on Zoom?
yeah.
They, I believe this individual that will be, doing this one lives in the Lansing area.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So within these reasonable commute to get up there, et cetera. So in any event, if the ball needs to get rolling, I think this is a nice way to start. Get in the hands of someone that does this on a regular basis to assist and get it advertised and help you decide what you're looking for and, the next administrator, et cetera.
One of the things I want to make sure is they do conduct a full background investigation, and that
Yeah.
is one of the things that they do.
Yeah,
I think that's important, no matter what position, if it's something that is going to be of this stature. I mean, it's a big deal.
yeah, no, it
The
is,
world I lived in, this is a huge thing, and you can filter out a lot of a
right.
good background investigation. I can only imagine these guys do a pretty thorough one. In fact, I just received a phone call that I didn't answer. Called back a background investigator on someone's trying to get a job where you live. So,
Okay,
your township.
yeah, again, I know that, they've done a lot of this work. I would recommend you use an outside source.
Yeah.
Improve your odds.
I agree.
We didn't do that the last time. There wasn't a thorough background check, and look how that worked out for us.
He wants to leave. He's always wanting to
Kicking
leave.
me out already.
Okay,
So you need a motion on this?
Yep.
I so move that we go with the recommendation of our interim administrator to hire the Michigan Municipal League to move forward on finding our permanent replacement as a county administrator for Gratiot County.
I'll second it.
moved by Steve, supported by Jan I'm gonna read this here. Move to authorize the board chair to execute an agreement with the Michigan Municipal League to conduct an executive search at a price of $28,000, along with appropriate budget amendments. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
It's pretty strange to be sitting here and it's all good. But I would just comment quickly. I know I'm out of order here, but I think it's nice to close the forensic stuff kind of out of your hands now, and it'll make it easier to go and publish this thing, and we're starting anew. So that'll be a good start.
Absolutely.
Okay. Consideration of recruitment of a director. Nope, pardon me. Wrong line there.
You're on veteran.
Veterans Affairs. We have two candidates. One is currently on the board. We have another one that's applying, but I think as a rule, we go with the one that's already on the board. What do you guys think?
What's his title on the board? I forgot. Let's see if it says just a minute.
Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee.
He's the current chairman of the board for the Gratiot County.
Yes.
He's the chairman. I did note on the back.
Not a vacancy, another vacancy.
Just one.
Okay.
You're looking for a,
Yeah, what's your pleasure?
I so move that, we offer this, appointment to Timothy Applin to continue on as our representative on the, Veterans Affairs Committee.
I'll second it.
Moved by Steve, supported by Jan to reappoint Timothy Applin to the Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Okay, that pretty much takes care of new business.
Angie, will you make sure you let Mr. Stewart know? We thank him for
Yes.
interest.
I sent them
There's gonna be
other ones.
other openings and I mean, he's right here in Ithaca as an impressive, you know what I mean?
I send them letters.
Yeah, I just,
Vacation.
Just so nobody complains about violating Open Meetings Act, we're talking about a vacancy being open on
Planning Commission.
Planning Commission. And when that's done, we'll appoint somebody. Okay, well, we were gonna do finance first, but Dennis is here. We can do the airport meeting first.
there, you know, like, well, a minute, I did you?
Enter into the
Yep.
report.
We need
Need
it.
to amend you just need a motion. We don't need to amend the.
And that's.
Okay. I so move that we amend the agenda, moving L back to where it originally was. And we enter into the airport. I second it.
Moved by Steve, supported by Tim to enter into the airport meeting. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Dennis?
Well, I got here sooner than I thought. Was meeting with some people on the assignment of that airport or the lease for a hangar that was being. I think last meeting you guys had that information. I don't think you approved anything approving the assignment of the lease. I did get that signed, so but I don't know what your pleasure is regarding that, so I just met with them, so they're still there at the airport, so.
We have that under new business. We
Okay.
had that.
Okay, all right, good. I sent you just the airport report, probably some things on that first page I can just highlight. On June 3rd, we had the PAPI lights on runway 27 go out. And we called Jay Wrinkle. They gave us some ideas to check. Found out there was a bad night sensor on it, so we replaced that. We haven't had any issues until this weekend. And 927 runway PAPI lights are out again. And so we can't figure out why they're out. They're airing out. These are the precision the lights that are at the end of the runway, and as planes come in, they have different lights that show, so it tells them whether they're too high or too low. It's a visual thing. So I called Jay Wrinkle, who electrician's out of Mount Pleasant. They have a service agreement. The last one we signed was last year. They just sent that to me around 4 o'clock today. I don't know what your pleasure is on that. The service agreement what's kind of unusual about that is that their hourly wage is $200 on a regular call per hour, but it's a minimum of 8 hours, whether they're there 8 hours or 1 hour. So a service call is $1,600, and whatever it costs to have them fix whatever the issue is. So that's just new as of 4 o'clock today, so.
This 8 hour thing is new.
No, that's always been,
It's always been.
but the hourly rate creeps up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So are there other people who work on this type of thing at airports, or is this
Well, they're
a one and only?
probably farther away, and historically, we've always used them for maintenance or repair issues that we can't figure out on ourselves. I mean, it's not bulbs. If we're getting error messages.
Yeah.
So, it's up to you what you want me to do. They would like a service agreement signed for 2025. And they'll put it in their scheduling system, and when they can get there, it's pretty specialized guys that come. That's all they do. They might be in Indiana now, Illinois, so.
These J rank guys or?
Jay Wrinkle, yeah, electrical out of Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I don't know what you want us to do. Historically, we've used them. We're familiar with it. But they do charge a pretty penny for doing service on the lights. We can investigate other ones. There's some over in Grand Rapids, I think. But historically, we've used these guys. And usually when we call them, sometimes they can just fix it over the phone. They tell us what to check, get an error message or something come in. So this time, they helped us fix the issue from June 3rd. Now it's something else going on, so. Sometimes they're set at a perfect angle, and if a deer goes through and hits it, it can make it error out. But then we still have to have them come and reset all the angles. Make sure that, because it's very precise for airplanes coming in. So right now, they're turned off, they note them out to airmen, so any airplanes coming in realize they're not operational, they're turned off, so they can't see any lights anyway. We also got, like I said, a notice to airmen that the PAPI lights aren't working. So I don't know if that's more of a maintenance issue or you want us to, how you want to handle that piece of it, but that's just kind of like 4 o'clock today. They just sent me the agreement, so.
How long was the agreement we signed last year good for? Does it have?
It's yearly.
Okay, so we signed it in August of last year, July, January? When did we sign it?
I didn't look at, he just.
I'm just wondering, out of the agreement, and that's the rush in getting this one done, because, I mean, I think.
Probably their hourly rate changed from last year. So.
Just, I don't know, I find it ironic that they can fix something.
It's gotta be fixed.
It's 16.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be fixed right away. I mean, it's.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, it's a safety thing.
Yes, they should, we have NOTAMs out, so, well, I mean, if somebody needs to.
Yep.
We have them on runway 9 and they're operational,
Yep.
but depending on the weather, if the wind's out of the west, they're not gonna land on.
Not gonna land on that.
No, we're gonna land on 2-7, so. So,
We got these guys under contract for a year.
no, we signed a maintenance agreement with them last year for 24. So they want a 25 maintenance agreement. I didn't go pull the one that we signed before, but my guess is the hourly rate changed, so that's why they want.
Why they want a new
When
one.
does that one expire?
It's just for the year 25.
So that's probably what happened. Last year it's ended at the end of 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get it to the balance of 25 is what you're getting it for. It runs on a calendar year, it's not a no date.
Yeah, there's a project manager calls me and says, hey, we gotta have a new service agreement. And so it's the same agreement, but I didn't check Well,
Running a calendar year, that's all, that one
Yeah.
expires. This one expires at the end of this year.
right.
So that probably tells you something.
Well, to me, if it expires at the end of the year, I think we don't really have a lot of choice. I don't want to be reading in the newspaper or be on the, I mean, we just seen an airplane hit a tree in Florida doing the same thing, approaching in a runway, and they all lived. I don't want to be reading that about Gratiot County's airport, so I wanted these lights to get fixed,
Now,
so,
we cut all the trees at the end of 2/7, so, but it could be a power line.
yeah. But anyhow, my point is, I think we need, when it's safety like this, we gotta, I'd just soon sign this and we'll live with the $200 an hour and $1,600 a maintenance call. But I think it might behoove us to start seeing if there's other options out there. They might be worse. I don't have any idea. It just seems to me that just because you call them on the phone and they do anything, it's $1,600 is a little,
Well, it's 16, or I think it was
whatever.
probably 175.
Yeah, whatever it is.
For-
What, that's, I mean, whatever it is, it's just, I don't know. Maybe that's the way it goes at airports. I have no idea, but I don't want to have it be that I made a decision that we didn't.
Good business to get into.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look around, see what else is available, but,
I think in the meantime, though, you gotta get the lights fixed, so.
next year, we're scheduled to redo all the lighting.
Mhm.
Project, like a $900,000 project. So we'll probably get a lot of bids from different companies doing that electrical work.
Yeah.
And then we'll have an idea of,
Who's available to do different things.
there's some that supposedly on the west side of the state that broke off from Jay Wrinkle and started their own business.
Mhm.
We know the specialist that comes,
Yeah.
so.
But you haven't had a contract presented to you.
Yeah, I got the industry here. It's just a
They just sent it to him today.
one-page agreement. Again, I just got it at 4 o'clock, so.
How much is it gonna cost us?
Well, it's $200 an hour minimum, so the service call is $1,600. Plus whatever parts they gotta do to fix it and get it running.
No, but I mean, if you have an agreement with them, a contract with them to,
There's no, I don't think they don't charge us to have the agreement.
No, they, not a,
We're just agreeing to pay that price
right, so.
if they come out.
If you wanna wait a month, I mean. We won't get on their scheduling system, so, I mean, it could be a month before they come, that's how. Their techs are traveling all over, so. I mean, that's just one of their specialties, it's airport stuff, happy lights, runway lights, beacons. Transformers in the basement, all that stuff is stuff that they deal with. But it's usually one or two guys, it's never a new guy every time, it's.
well, do I hear a motion to approve that contract?
I so move that we enter into a maintenance agreement with, is it J Rank or J Ranko?
J Rank.
J Rank Electrical out of Mount Pleasant to service the electrical at the airport for the year of 2025.
Second.
Moved by Steve, supported by Tim to enter into an agreement with J Rank out of Mount Pleasant to take care of the electrical maintenance at the airport. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thanks, that was kind of just happened this weekend. Just a couple other highlights probably from just the monthly report here. Triterra was out and did water samples again in June. They came back negative for the underground storage issue. Contamination from the lines on the fuel farm that we dug up and disposed of. So if we get 2 more quarters of that, then they're gonna release the site through the state of Michigan. We'll be fine. June 11th, we ordered 100 low lead that came in on June 13th. Had 8,000 gallons delivered. On the 14th was our Young Eagles outing. We had 28 Young Eagles. 3 Point Aviation, we donated 2 airplanes for the use for the Young Eagles, and that's where young kids come and give them free rides. So we had 50 sign up, but some of them did not show. They called them and they said, oh, we didn't want to get up that early. So, anyway, so they had 28. See, end of the month here, 6:30, we moved airplanes for the painters. They do have hangar, the 3-place hangar completed. They just completed yesterday the 6-place hangar, all the painting, the roof and the sides. So we've been moving airplanes today. The 9-place, we had to move 9 airplanes. We got 7 moved today, and as soon as I leave here, I got to go back to the airport to help move one more, and then we still have one other one that the people are coming tomorrow morning, so we can move them out. They're going to power wash the exterior and the roof. They say it'll take 6 days, 2 guys, 6 days to power wash it, because it's a fairly large hangar with nine hangars. They do the first one with TSP chemical to try to get the dirt and everything off. They'll get the whole paint and stuff off, and then they come back and power wash it again with clear water. So their whole goal is try to have it done by August 20th, which is a month from now. It all depends on the weather. Normally they've been spray painting like 7 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and then late at night when the winds die down. And even if the winds are down, it kind of depends on which direction they're coming out of. They prefer southwest, which is pretty common. Anyway, so they're moving forward with that. We just had end of July here, or July 11th, last Friday, we had 8,000 gallons of Jet A delivered. So we had 1,400 gallons already go out in July of Jet A. So that's kind of just an overview. I don't know if you had any other particular questions. The next ones are just how many gallons that we sold, which compared to the previous year, number of transactions. And the third sheet kind of talks about, the airport is kind of dependent on weather when it comes to sales. Last year in July 24, we had 7 days with no fuel sales, so the weather was probably bad. This year we had fuel sales every day of the week, so they're all 30 days. So that's a difference of 7. We're actually down 11 days, 11 more days of fuel sales than we did just because of weather. Jet A, we're about 2,000 gallons, 1,883 gallons ahead of last year at the same time. We're up 10 transactions from last year. And on the 100 low lead side, we're up 1,368 gallons of 100 low lead sales over last year. We're up like 17 transactions. So already through June, we had over 400 transactions through Kill Farm. So I think also in the packet I sent in, the EA tech does the mowing. We keep track of each location and when we mow. Put that in there just to give you an update of the mowing and stuff from the chapter perspective. And then I threw in some pictures there, stuff that we were fixing some roofs in the 6th place hangar. There were some little holes in the roof and stuff. So we just got a couple pictures of that. We're still working on cleaning up some stuff on Eli Highway with the stumps. 15 burn piles down there to get rid of the stumps and stuff. We've been laying them. We're probably gonna have about 8 or 10 down there. We'll have to reburn that. And one day there, we had a lot of people at the airport, all kinds of cars. We had a jet leave and went to Kansas, and a bunch of people in the parking lot there and stuff. So the other thing I have that I just printed off today, is our flyer for our fly-in, August 23rd. So you can pass them around. So if you put them on your calendar.
Thank you.
So That's our plan coming up. Last year we had about 40-some airplanes come in, and we had about, I think they fed over 300 people. So we hope, the weather was ideal last year. So we're hoping that same will happen going forward. I think I think you guys got the minutes from the advisory group. So I didn't know if there was any questions on that. When we bid out the painting for the hangars, it was based on some stuff that we put together. But now that the first one was done, we were talking that most of the other hangars out there, that are private hangars, so a darker brown on each corner. So, so there's some thought about us putting darker paint just on the corners, kind of match what the other ones are. So I don't have any bids on that yet, but I just make you aware that's some discussions that we've had. So,
Looking at your revenue and expenditure sheet. Last year, ending balance 9/30 of 24. Now, obviously, 6/30, we're still 3 months off, but we're literally half the revenue from fuel sales this year than what it says last year. It says last year at the end of September, we were at $151,328.91. And to date, or to 6/30, we're at 79,874.89, which is roughly 50%. But then when we look at the fuel sales, that doesn't, so the money is saying last year we made twice as much money at the end of September than where we're at now. But according to fuel sales, it looks like we're selling more fuel this year.
well, there's two issues happening. We'll start selling a lot of Jet A as crop dusters start spraying corn. Yeah, so they just got 1,400 gallons. They haven't even really started, so we'll see how much spraying gets done. It's always kind of tied to price of corn, condition of what's happening. So I mean, they're indicating that they've got a lot of calls, and so we'll see what sales they could. Last year, if you looked on the Jet A side, we sold 9,000 gallons in July last year.
Mhm.
We also sold almost 9,000 in August.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference for income coming in. Won't be reflected till end of July and end of August. So we'll see. I mean, it's kind of we're ahead right now, but that's based on just jet traffic and other stuff. So, we sold 1,400 the other day. They came with a fuel truck, picked up 1,400 gallons. So normally they bring their fuel truck, fill back up. It's usually 1,400 to 1,500 gallons, depending on where they're at. And that fuel gets transferred to other equipment or other fuel facilities. So yeah, so that's definitely could be what's happening there in fuel sales. So yeah, last year I think we didn't bring the stuff from every month. We reconcile all that stuff on all the sales coming in, and so I didn't bring any of that detail. And I don't know if that gets all shared or not. I normally just send it into counting and stuff. So, but that's what's happening. So we got, hopefully we'll have a big sales of Jet A and stuff this next 2 months. So good question though.
But you're right, if you look at that amount of fuel that was used at Jet A to run the crop dusters, I mean, that could make a huge difference in your bottom line will be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we got hangar lease agreement. Did you,
Yes. I had them sign up 3 free copies, so.
I think there was a sample copy the last time we did this and we, last month and had, legal counsel take a look at, make sure it was current. And that's been completed and it's back. I thought we had, did a subject to two before, but I guess we had. Wasn't on the record.
So this is the approved contract.
Yeah.
For our legal counsel. This is up to date.
They just made a few little minor changes to it, so to conform to the changeover from the city of Alma. So just to recap, the leases and all the private hangars were re-signed in 2009, and they're 50-year hangars with the price moves up every 5 years. So it's, there's an adjustment in the pricing, which has happened every year since. So, one of our people that had a plane there moved down to Jackson, where his son has a hangar and stuff. So wanted to sell his hangar. He's owned like 3 or 4 hangars over the years at the airport, those private ones. So they were just there. They signed the revised one. And, so if we could get approval for transfer from Jerry Sparks to V3.
At $1 a month, $1 a year?
No, that's just language that says $1 and other valuable considerations. So,
Why is it just $1?
well, that's kind of a standard thing that transactions are. It just means there is compensation, but
There is.
They pay more than that for the lease. That's just for him to give it to this other fellow.
It's for the lease from,
The other guy is gonna start paying that contract.
so basically Nick has taken over his contract that he signed in 2009. So
So we need a motion to execute this agreement for the purpose of consenting the assignment between the parties.
move that we go with the recommendation for the assignment of the hangar lease.
I'll second it.
Moved by Steve, supported by Jan, to execute the agreement between the consenting parties pursuant to paragraph 14 of the aforementioned hangar lease agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. No, thank you, Dennis.
okay, was any other questions come up?
I motion to leave the airport. And
Finance.
They're into the finance.
the finance.
By Tim, supported by Steve, to leave the airport meeting and go into the finance committee. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Do you have the other agreement? Do you have the other agreement with the J rank?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yes.
You guys approved, I can just sign all the stuff on
Oh, he doesn't have to sign?
it. No, well, we haven't asked, they just approved it. But it's up to you guys if you want to just copy of it.
Yeah, we should.
Can I ask you a real quick question?
Yep.
Do you find that the pilots have a problem flying with all the bugs in the air? Like driving a car, the bugs are in that car.
The wings get coated with wax if they fly at
They what?
night. The wings get coated,
Okay,
windshield might, so normally they clean all that off after each flight.
okay.
This time of year. So
I wonder if there's as many up there as there is down here.
Dennis, can you send me a copy of this
yeah,
when you get it finished?
yeah, can do.
Okay,
I'll take all 3 of them, I'll send an original to each of those people and get to that.
you get me a copy?
Whatever you wanna do. Keep one on the original. It's on the other copies.
Okay.
back to each of you.
All right, and then if you could give me that too.
Yeah.
You're done. Thanks. Thanks.
Okay, we're into finance. Sheila, are you handling finance? Oh, okay.
Danny,
Okay. George Junior.
Georgie. He's in a meeting.
Not even here to defend himself.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Sheila on the check register? I like how they're doing it now. It explains it a lot better than the way it used to be done.
And the description is very helpful.
Yeah.
Helps you understand what the actual money is for without calling and asking.
Yep. I looked through there, I didn't see anything that jumped out at me.
The 006 green principal and interest. 4169 is 259,914.40 cents. But so what vendor?
That's the drain commission, isn't it?
Well, that's a lot of money.
Drains are usually a lot of money. But it's spread over.
Those were actual, one was commercial, one was Isabella.
Yes.
Money for these, yeah.
It's annual.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't farm without.
I guess if there's no questions, we could leave the finance meeting.
Don't you normally go over all those kind of things with them?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my reports that I submitted.
The check register thing, I don't think anybody has any questions on that, but
Minimum expenditure stuff.
The bills went out July 1st.
Thanks.
Me, and then, well, yeah, the property tax
Yeah.
went out July 1st.
Yes.
Mm,
From
They're
the units.
they're not- they're-
We set those,
they're not due till September.
September 14th or 15th, and what unit you're in.
I didn't mean
You're
to.
ready, Tim.
I'm ready. What do you mean?
Pay your bill.
Well, I don't know. Heads are up, I'm down, sleep.
I didn't mean to cut your report off, Terry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't think you did. I was like, oh, yeah.
So. And the first one is the investments, which you've got the summary in front of you there. Not a lot of change. The accrued interest went down a little bit, but really not too bad still, I don't think. I think that we're still hanging in there just fine.
I mean, we've got all of them up over 4% still, which is, I mean, I'm,
Yep.
you've been able to keep them all,
Thank you.
all stayed there.
Thank you. And then after that is the bank transfers. Those are we're not doing as many from district court because we've gone back to the way that we used to do district court before. When they take their own, they handle their own operating expenses and their deposits. They bring them to us, but really we're just a runner. We take it down to them. So we're not having to do transfers every day for district court in and out of their bond. It's a lot, but it was a lot of work. It was just unnecessary. So we went back to the original way that we used to do it for years, and it's working out really well so far, so. But there was a little bit to it to get it back to that. But it's a lot less work for everybody, them, us, administration, everybody. So it's working out a lot better. And then the receipt distribution report, which, like I've told you before, just basically tells you the money that we take in for the month, what line items all of those go to. Because we take in and handle all the county's money. So these are all the different departments that it goes to and the amounts that go in for each month. It is, yeah. It's usually the same amount of pages, the same amount. It's, you know, we're busy. We take in all the departments, we take in all the outside taxes and anything anybody has to pay to the county, it comes through us. Does anybody have any questions about any of it or anything else? So no?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, well, I encourage any of you that do have questions anytime. Door's always open, just give me a call or stop in.
Ring the bell,
Thank
right?
Pardon?
Ring the bell, right? We need a motion to come out of the finance meeting then,
For the purpose to approve.
pay the bills. I so move that we come out of the finance meeting for the purpose of approving paying.
Moved by Steve, supported by Tim, to come out of the finance committee and enter into the regular meeting for the purpose of paying the bills. All those in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed, nay. Bills are paid. I think that'll about do it.
Public comment.
Additional public comment. Going. Tim,
I make a motion to adjourn.
moved by Tim, supported by Jan to adjourn. We'll adjourn at 5:40.